All right, guys, so let's have a look at Alibaba stock. So I'm looking at the daily chart here. Basically, okay, let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. So on Monday, basically, we saw this stock pretty much open with a huge gap up from 162 all the way till 172-ish. And then I think for the last 2-3 days, it did fill this gap and then came right back up, and it's doing pretty much not much. So flat for the day at 167 at the moment, basically. And what's going on from here? Because I think on a daily chart that we talked about, this short-term downtrend, basically stock got about basically got out of this trend line, downtrend, okay? But the bigger picture yearly trend line is right here. So this purple line right here. So until it gets above this line, basically trend line, to me, it's still in a bear market. It's still in a downtrend until we get back up to these levels, which are 190, 200-ish zones. And also, as you guys know, Evergrande is not helping at all either. So maybe there are still a lot of people concerned, and sentiment is not looking good at the moment because except for that developer, there are other developers pretty much defaulting on their loans and all their bonds. So basically, I would be still cautious with anything, including Alibaba. And also, if you're trading this stock in US, I mean, we trade ADR, okay? We don't impact, like, I don't know how many percentage of the float New York Stock Exchange owns from actual Alibaba shares, which are listed in Hong Kong. And every time these gaps are basically, it's their market. So, and now I have a thought that, like, okay, looks like a lot of people may have been liquidating their position, knowing that situation with Evergrande and many other developers out there basically slashing their prices, and they can't even pay their monthly payments to the banks. So that's why I would be careful. And in terms of technicals of Alibaba, so as I said, we are still watching same levels, those trend lines that I highlighted recently. And from here, this 175, that's the resistance it needs to get above. And above that level, we don't have much until 190 and 200. So these are the next level of supply zones. But if it does roll over here, then we have a support here at 154. So before 154, maybe 160 could act as a support as well. So those are the support levels. But in terms of moving averages, so it looks like the one positive sign here is that if you look at my screen, of course, I have a lot of lines, but this yellow line right here represents 50-day simple moving average. So for the past 2 days, so if we close today here, it looks like we will have 2 days in a row stock getting above its 50-day moving average. So which is a good sign again for a trend change and momentum change, because 50-day is usually used as a, whenever stock is getting above this level, it acts as a support, and that's the indication of a uptrend or beginning of an uptrend. Because if like 50 days, a shorter term, but if it rejects these levels, then that's the definition of a downtrend. Because if you look at this 50-day moving average back here, look how many times stock gets to these levels, rejects. Here we had the fake out and then came right back down, rejected every time it hit this level. And ever since, pretty much since July, it's here for the first time above its 50-day moving average. So if it stays above that, that's a good sign. But if it rolls over, then it's still in a downtrend. But let's see what it does from here. What about the option market? We can just take a look at the option market. 110,000 calls, 66,000 puts, so not much happening. So and also, what about the MACD? And from here, pretty much I would wrap it. On a MACD, it's improving. It's still momentum to the upside. I want to say we had a pretty strong move up to here, pretty much 4 trading sessions, and now it's kind of like moving sideways. So if it takes a rest, that's fine. It doesn't have to like sharply move up, because whenever you see these volatile move ups, you can see also sharp moves down. So the slower it goes up, the better, in my opinion. But again, I'm not trying to predict anything here. It's just basically the risk of going long here. I wouldn't go long here until the stock gets above 175 basically and builds above that. Okay, or I wouldn't go long until it hits the support level. So right here, it's pretty much in the middle of nowhere, and let's see what it does. So this is the update, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.